Okay, let's bring in Vinny Ashana.
Let's go, Vinny.
This is of Gavin Newsom speaking last night.
There is panic. Do you think it's unfounded?
Well, I think it's unhelpful, and I think it's unnecessary. We've got to go in and got to keep our heads high. And as I say, we've got to have the back of this president. You don't turn your back because of one performance. Well, what kind of party does that? It's been a masterclass. 15.6 million jobs. That's 8 times more than the last 3 Republican presidents combined. The only thing the last 3 Republican presidents have in common is recessions. Democrats deliver. This president has delivered. We need to deliver for him.
He delivered trash. He delivered illegal immigrants. He delivered death. He delivered wars. He delivered pander after pander after pander. Why are you meat riding that guy? Oh, my bad. You have to, so that you can be considered the next up, the next in line. You got to play the game. I see what you're doing, Newsom. Okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down, brother.
Now, Vinny, here's the thing. Trump had a great night. I mean, even the CNN poll, 67% of CNN viewers felt that Trump put in a better performance than 33% for Biden. God knows who the 33% were. But he obviously won the debate very comfortably just by not doing very much particularly special. But if they do get rid of Biden and they do parachute in somebody like Gavin Newsom, who's young, he's dynamic, he's not afraid to get into the horses, into the lion's den. He went on Fox News with Sean Hannity for an hour and acquitted himself very well. He's eloquent, he's sharp. Yes, he's got a record that can be attacked. But in terms of the visual optics, would that not concern you a bit as a Trump fan, as a Republican, that you might end up out of this victory with a far more difficult opponent to try and defeat in November?
Oh, I think don't put anything past the Democrats. The fact that Gavin Newsom can sit there and literally look at somebody in the face and say, Joe Biden's presidency has been a master class. That Gavin Newsom is one of the most disgusting snakes in the grass. Just look at California. Okay, I even had to write this down. Piers, highest taxes in the nation. Thousands of businesses have left. Mandatory vaccine bills. Losing child custody over if your child doesn't transition. $7 gas. This is, and I'm telling you right now, Piers, it's scary as hell. And I don't care what anybody says. This has all been a plan. Okay, they moved the debates up early. All right, they didn't give him any whatever he was on the State of the Union. Piers, that 60 minutes, he was up. They probably gave him adrenaline. He was there. He was in the moment. This was the time when they put him out there like a sacrificial lamb. They said, listen, Jill, we're not going to give Joe any drugs. We're going to roll him out there. He looked lost. He had no idea what he's going to do. I think the shift is going to happen 100%. There is absolutely no way they're going to stay with him. And that is going to be a huge challenge for the Republicans, because we've had a case study, Piers. We've had 4 years of Trump, and now we're going to have 4 years of Biden. There is no debate. There's no arguing. The country is shit right now. And I know Hassan said, Trump is talking about the border and the...
Hold on, Vinny. Vinny is cooking right now. I apologize for cutting him off. Y'all know what happened to Joe Biden's drugs, right? He left them around Hunter. Hunter found them, and he needed his fix. And he used it as a little bit of nose candy. That's what it was. We have been teaching people how to grow online. It's been absolutely amazing. We have 3 people who have been able to reach monetization in less than 30 days. Growing YouTube channels, some from 0 people. We have one guy who had 2 subscribers before he started working with me. He started helping him. His views went up 4.8 million%. We're super excited. If anybody ever want to grow on YouTube, you reach out to me with the word coach. But guess what? They still gave Joe Biden a little earpiece. I think that was actually happening. I'm sorry. The earpiece actually happened. Is that a conspiracy? I apologize, but listen, I think that actually happened. I'm not going to say it anymore, but come on. If you know, you know.
The country is shit right now. And I know Hassan said, Trump is talking about the border and the illegals are the problem. They are the problem, okay? They are. Kerry mentioned one story. There's been 4 this week. 4 of young girls getting raped and murders. And people like that say, oh, it's not really a problem. You say that because it's not happening to you or your family or your daughter or your mother, okay? It is a problem. And by the end of this 4 years, the number's probably going to be 18 million.
The whole state of California. I don't know what you're talking about. I live in California.
Yeah.
We are the largest border state, as the governor also mentioned.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a whole.
Yeah,
hold
oh
on.
yeah, it's a
Are you
total hellhole, dude.
California
I know. Florida
is a shit
sinking.
show.
Look at your tan.
Oh yeah, it's sinking. By the way, first of all, I don't respect any nepo baby that thinks Twitch streaming is a job. And mind you, I want the audience to know this guy Hassan has said in the past that America deserved 9/11. So don't even talk. Don't even open your mouth. Don't even open your mouth.
That's right, Vinny.
You don't have no reason to
Vinny?
talk.
Vinny,
Just shut up.
I'm a big
Just
fan
do me a
of
favor
you.
and shut up.
I'm a big
Respectfully.
fan of you. And,
okay,
and
but hold on.
I'm a
hold
big
on.
fan
Don't
of you,
talk
so I don't want you
bro,
to die. I feel like
you
your
say
heart pressure
9/11,
is going up. You're turning.
You say,
You're turning red, Vinny.
Somebody like you to say America deserved 9/11, Hassan, you shouldn't be on this fucking panel. I'm sorry for my language, Piers. He doesn't belong on your show. That being said, Piers, it'll be a huge challenge.
You triggered, Vinny?
Huge challenge for Democrats.
Should we invoke Donald Trump
Not at all,
right
bro.
now
You're a
and
Twitch
say,
streamer.
let's not be children?
Yeah, I think that's a very good call, Jenna. Yeah, I think we're going to try and keep things.
Let's
Can we get back
not
to the-
play that
Do you know
game.
what was interesting? What was interesting? Well, hang on.
Yeah.
What was interesting about last night, actually? I'll bring Cenk back in here.
Vinny is
I
on
liked
it.
the format, actually, of the way CNN did this. I thought Jake Tapper and Dana Bash did a very competent job. But also, I liked the format where there was no audience to manipulate, perhaps, or save a candidate for themselves, or to overreact to try and drown out a particularly salient point. And the mute button worked very well. You could see both candidates trying to speak at various times when their mute button was on. I don't know what you thought, but I actually thought it was a pretty good format for showing us what the reality was of these two candidates.
So, Piers, a lot of people are criticizing CNN now, and in fact, they themselves this morning admitted that maybe we should have fact-checked Trump once or twice when he said, like, deranged things like, "Oh, there's post-birth abortions." That doesn't make any sense at all.
But my answer would be, why Joe Biden should have done it. Right, Biden should have called him out on all those things, but he.
But it actually do make sense, Cenk. That actually exists. It might have sound funny that he said it, and a whole bunch of people thought that he was lying about it, but that makes sense if you actually look into it, if you're willing to hear more about it.
Wasn't able to do it.
Hold on. That's exactly what I'm getting to,
right.
Piers. So, you know, when somebody says something so stupid like that, and like Trump says, oh, they let out all the mental institutions and the prisoners of countries, the opponent has a responsibility to say, which countries?
Yeah.
Tell me which countries released all their prisoners and mental inmates, etc. What are you talking about, post-birth abortion? That doesn't even make any sense, you deranged lunatic. So, yeah, I'm not getting on Jake Tapper or Dana Bash. The guy opposed to you is supposed to make those super obvious points.
Yeah.
Look, at this point, this conversation about whether Joe Biden's going to drop out is over. He's definitely going to drop out. The donors no longer think he's a good investment. And think about this, Piers. If he doesn't drop out, imagine what history is going to say about him. That he put his monstrous ego, maybe an ego even larger than Donald Trump's, above the needs of the country, the party, the voters. It's an unbearable thought. He would become one of the great villains of American history. And there's actually a really easy way to replace him. All he has to do is say, I'm out. And then we go back to a traditional convention where the delegates decide. That's almost always how Americans
And by the way, I think we
candidates
discussed
anyway.
Yeah, we discussed it before, but two incumbent Democrat presidents since the end of World War II have both stood down in election year, Harry Truman and Lyndon Johnson. So there's a precedent here for this to happen. It just hasn't happened where the incumbent president doesn't want to go. Jenna, I want to bring you in just on one point, which is the behavior of Jill Biden after the debate. Watch this.
Oh, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the... And let me ask the crowd, what did Trump do? Why?
That's embarrassing. You did such a good job. You answered all the questions. You didn't go pee-pee on stage. No, you didn't. I got ice cream and I got fruit snacks. And which one you want? Fruit snacks or ice cream? Yes, you did. The president. You the president. You the president. Yes, you are. Yes, you are the president. You answered the question. You the president. That's embarrassing. And then, hold on, let me help you get down the step. He had to step down 2 steps. It was no stairs or nothing. This dude had to step down 2 steps to go shake the hands of the CNN people. Come on, you don't do that, Jill. Come on. You answer all the questions and you the president. Yeah, you the president. What's this? Oh, it's gone away. Oh, peekaboo. I'm gone. Peekaboo. Peekaboo. What the heck type of... This is our president, man. What the hell is going on, bruh?
God.
I mean, I found that pretty painful to watch. She then led a child of 4 more years. And the reason it's painful is she's Dr. Jill Biden. This is her husband. He's in front of maybe 100 million people in America alone, tens of millions more watching around the world, being utterly humiliated, clearly has onset dementia, and is being dragged through an incredibly embarrassing, humiliating process of this debate, being mocked and laughed at around the world. And rather than do what any normal spouse would do, I think, in that situation, which is be protective and save Joe Biden from himself, she seems even keener than he is for him to carry on and to perpetrate and continue to perpetrate the lie that there's nothing wrong here. He answered every question. Well, he didn't even understand most of the questions from what I could see. What did you think about her as the First Lady and her responsibility here?
Well, she's clearly married to power, not to Joe Biden personally, and that's incredibly tragic. I mean, I was watching this debate with my parents who have been happily married for almost 50 years, and my mom was almost in tears looking at how frail and tragic of a figure Joe Biden was on stage. We all said, our heart went out to him. I mean, I could sympathize with Van Jones on the panel after CNN, moved to tears, saying he just looked terrible. Everybody knows that he clearly is sick. He is unable to fulfill his duties. And yet here is Jill Biden, the one person in his life that should be telling him, listen, you've got to step down, helping facilitate that, looking out for his best interest, not to mention the country as the First Lady, but his own best interest. And she's the one who's standing up, treating him like a child. I mean, it was like she was in a preschool class and telling him as a toddler, you did a good job, little one. You did. I mean, it was so unbearably pathetic that this woman would prioritize this.
Look, I've got 4 kids. It's like when your 4-year-old comes last in a race on sports day and you tell them you did a great job. That's really what it felt like to me. It's an absolute obvious lie.
I was waiting for her to hand him out some orange slices or something. Some orange slices, a little Huggy juice or something. He just sit there. Could you imagine him sitting there sipping from a sip up? Oh my God. This is not funny, man. This is Putin and those guys. Oh my God. They having a field day with this.